What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, it's kind of the long-awaited MS leaks slash how to make an MS video. This is kind of long-awaited on my video ideas, so let's just jump right into it. So there's a couple types of MSs that you can have. There is a raw PvP MS, a late game MS, a ranked MS slash just general normal MS that you want to use, but it sucks in late game. And a raw MS, which really isn't that important. Raw MSs really can just be like your normal MS. So first, we're going to start off with my main MS, which is 13.70, 0.01 duty. So this is kind of like a ranked MS. And this, you have to be on your headphone audio for it to work. So CPS doesn't really matter because you can make MSs without testing the CPS, but it kind of gets like 13, like low 13s, 13.5. 4, whatever. And the hit rag's gonna be a little bit worse because I'm recording, but you can kind of like, here's a hit rag. So it's one of those slow but consistent MSs. This MS I don't think gets 35, it gets 34. Yeah, so it does get 34, but the purpose is for it to be slow and consistent. So here I get a wood crossbow. I got wood crossbow now. So you go like this, and it has a good bow rag. It has a good bow rag, so yeah, that's nice. So it's not the best bow rag, but meaning it has a little like iffy when you're bowing it means it's not gonna be like ghosting. If you know what ghosting is, you know, like it won't be ghosting like that. Obviously, you can get closer, hit all the shots. So this MS, by the way, it sucks in late game PvP because you can kind of tell that like it's slower than like a normal like MS that you have. You can tell how like it's slower. Anyway, that's my main MS, and you can say that's a ranked MS. Basically, the ranked MS is you want it to be slow but hella consistent. So now let's kind of get into a late game MS. So for a late game MS, you're gonna want something that doesn't ghost. So the best CDC for not ghosting is 100. But the best CDC for not ghosting is 100. But here's what 100 looks like. It doesn't shoot your bow at all. So that's the best for not ghosting. But if you want the best for not ghosting, but fast, you're gonna want the number to be like in the tens. In the tens. 19.55 is the best because it's fast and it like doesn't ghost a lot. Well, I mean, obviously you gotta change your MS, so it'll be a little faster. But for a late game MS, you are going to want either 20.6 CPS in 5 seconds. And if that doesn't work for you, you're going to want 21 in 10 seconds. So here, we'll try to make one real quick. I don't have a set late game MS, but basically, by the way, speed auto is different for everyone's computer. Sometimes it works with really high numbers, and sometimes it works with lower numbers. Mine works in the 21s, generally. Maybe the 22s. Oh, also, doesn't matter, but for late game messages, you're going to want THX spatial audio. THX spatial audio is kind of just, you know, THX spatial audio. You can kind of look it up, and you can kind of, you know, find it. So test CPS until you get 20.6 in 5 seconds. And that should be the late game, a good late game mess, but kind of keep tweaking it until you get 20.6. All right. 20.8, 21.30 now. Kind of keep going down. And 20.6, and you want to see if it's consistent. So yeah. And if that doesn't work, you're going to want to go for 21 in 10 seconds. One more. So again, this isn't me leaking you every good MS. It's different on everyone's computer. Alright, so basically you just want to keep tweaking it until you can get something good. Alright, so here's kind of like a mess that I made. Here's a bow rag. Now, it won't ghost your bows, generally, because this is a really good CDC. If it is ghosting, some other CDCs you can try is 2.16. 2.16, that's the only, like, good, decent one that doesn't ghost that much when it's not in the 10s. Otherwise, you try 15.62. If that doesn't work. So 19.55 is just good for me though. Okay, so here's the hit reg of said MS. So as you can see, it's not the best hit reg, but the goal of a late game MS really is to be fast and to not ghost a lot. As you can see, my bow is just not ghosting. Oh, by the way, guys, this CDC, I know I said it doesn't ghost anything, but this CDC tends to ghost pearls a lot. If you want something that doesn't ghost pearls or bows, you're going to want something in the 30s. Generally 36, 34, or 33 is what you're going to want for that. But if you don't macro your pearls when you're pearl clutching and you just kind of do that, then you don't need anything. It'll go sometimes. Ghosting, by the way, most of the time is not caused by the MS. It's caused by how fast you whip out your like pearls. Like if you whip it out really fast, it's not gonna ghost. Sometimes it doesn't ghost, but it will most of the time. So let's kind of test hit reg again. You can kind of like, if you want consistent 35. Oh shoot, what is going on with my MS? What the? Oh, I did a random. Oops. Wait, hold up. I clicked that on accident. Sorry. So here's kind of the hit reg. You know, pretty decent. 35 hits. Should I get another 35? Obviously, again, guys, the hit reg's gonna be a little worse because I'm recording. But yeah, see, stuttered. But if I weren't recording, then it would be better hit reg. But I mean, it's still a decent hit reg. Still pretty fast. If you wanna try to go for 21, you know, if that doesn't work well for you, then you can go for 21 in 10 seconds. So I'll kind of do that. I think that's what that gets me 25, 21. Again, it's different for everybody. Okay, that's not gonna get me 21. 21.75, 76. Oh shoot. Gonna keep testing it. Not gonna get 21. Yeah, oh, so close. 21.80. Let's try that. All right, 21 consistency test. Boom. Okay. So, very quickly, hold up. Now we can test it. Like now this is at 21 in 10 seconds. Let's try that. As you can see, it's much faster. It had a little stutter. Yeah. Yeah, okay, it sucks. So, right, here's the alternative if both of them aren't that good. In that scenario, I would say use the first one, don't use the 21 one. But what you can try first what you're gonna want to try is taking your speed auto, wait for that to go away, run it as administrator, yes, and then you got speed auto running as administrator, and sometimes that fixes it. Let's see if it fixes it. Kind of stuttered again. Yeah, okay, man. So in this scenario, use a 20.6 one. It's much more consistent. The 21 one is faster, but this one is way more consistent, as you can kind of tell. And if both of them sucks, then if both of them suck, sorry, the grammar. If both of them suck, you're gonna want to invest in a mouse with a software. Some softwares with mouses I recommend is Glorious Model O, Logitech, and Razer. You're not gonna find a bunch of messes because not a lot of people use Razer. But I recommend the Glorious Model O over Logitech. Logitech's really good, but I recommend Gmo instead. If you want a free MS leak, if you get one, use this one. You can get 35 most of the time. And that's how to make an MS. So the MS that I recommend to use would be a ranked MS most of the time. By the way, if you have a ranked MS in the 20s, you're going to want to use 19.55 or something in the 30s, because the goal is to be consistent and to not ghost anything. I'm only using 0.1 because 13 is just so slow that if you use anything higher than 0.01, it wouldn't be good. So yeah, slow and consistent is what you want to target. Now, a raw MS with speed auto is a little different. Glorious Model O is the software you're going to want if you're using a raw MS, because Glorious Model O doesn't have that good of bull reg. It has good bull regs, but not that much good bull regs. But it's better for raw because Glorious Model O is more consistent. It's just way harder to find MSs. So this is kind of the MS that I recommend using. It's actually, you're not supposed to use spatial on it. You're supposed to use, headphone audio like that. I guess it kind of was working on spatial though, but it's a little faster when you're doing that. And yeah, that's kind of how you make an MS. So we'll kind of go over it using a raw MS. All right, here's kind of what you're gonna need for a raw MS. Raw MS, you're gonna want a perfectly consistent MS, 0 stutter. Okay, if you can't find a perfectly consistent MS, 0 stutter, then you're either gonna want to like buy one or find one that's just consistent in general and stutters a little bit. But generally, you don't want stutters in a raw MS. I did not show you how to get a raw MS because it's kind of just like, you don't really need it. You can just use your like ranked MS. 2 late game MSs. You're gonna basically, the goal of that is to combo people really easily. What you're gonna want is a fast hit reg with little stutters. You're gonna want 34, 35 hits. And if you also do not want ghosts. All right, so I recommend either using 19.55 if you don't want to ghost your bows. If you macro your pearls, use 33, 34, or 36. 36. Use either of those. So that's really it. And then a ranked MS, it doesn't have to be a specific CPS. I didn't make it a specific CPS. You just kind of keep testing it in game until it gets like consistent. I don't really care about the CPS of my ranked MS. But yeah, that's kind of how to make an MS. If you guys saw this video helpful, it really helped me if you like and subscribe in the revival of my channel, this channel. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video, which probably another gameplay video. I'm kind of probably boring you guys with these gameplay videos, but whatever. See you in the next one. Peace. Tap water.